out of law? Like, that would have been a great career, and why did you?
It was a great career, but I guess where I live, which is, border of New South and Victoria in the Riverina, I married a farmer, and you can't move a farm, so you have to move the
Yeah.
farmer's wife. And for me, it was in law, I had two choices basically where I was, because there's no court systems within an hour of me. So I could do conveyancing or family law. They were,
Yeah.
whereas, criminal law and civil law were kind of my passions. And so
Mm.
for me, it was conveyancing because I didn't like family law. So I did conveyancing and ran my own conveyancing firm, and that's really tough when early adopter, I was doing it from home, and at particular points I had changing dirty nappies and breastfeeding babies and doing all of that,
Mm.
and people would ring Sunday nights or first thing Saturday morning, and you were kind of there 24/7 for them, and it just
Mm.
became too much with a farm with three little children. And so I guess I was just looking for something different, something that I felt like it was all consuming,
Mm.
running that conveyancing firm. So, as my little story goes, my best friend and I, and Jojo, she and I have been best friends since we were 14. We had way too much wine to drink one night, and we decided, let's leave our jobs and go and buy a retail shop. And she was working with children with disabilities, and neither of us really had any retail experience whatsoever.
I love it. And so, what sort of a retail shop was it?
We had a kitchenware shop. So we started off with a bit of a giftware shop. And I guess, this is probably my first lesson in business and marketing. And we had an idea of how we were going to have this shop, and we were going to change it and have beautiful giftware and this and that. But the person we bought it from had like a little corner of kitchenware. And as we watched the sales and our customers, they wanted more of that because that's what they couldn't find in the town.
Yeah.
There was 4 or 5 other giftware shops. So then we sort of, listen to your customer
Yep.
and, and watch what you're selling. So we ended up turning it into a kitchenware shop, and we ended up running cake decorating classes and all sorts of things. I can't decorate cakes. I'm the most uncreative person, but we hired people in to come and do it, and we did school classes, and it was brilliant. So we ended up putting it on the market just before Christmas, and we sold it in 3 days. So it was
Wow.
like, we were very shocked. We put it on the market thinking a holiday maker would actually come down and, try and have a sea change or something like that, or a lake change as it is. But no, another local business bought it. And so there was kind of, again, another crossroads, like, what am I going to do? And I guess I've always had a marketing mentor when I had my retail shop. And so, yeah, he offered me a partnership with him to go in because he wasn't social media savvy and I was. So we kind of started up, he already had a marketing business. I sort of went into this business with him doing social media marketing, and traveled Australia, to all the capital cities, and used to host workshops and had a lot of private clients and a membership base. It was an amazing initiation into
Wow.
a service-based business that I knew nothing about. And so I decided to go out on my own, which was at the end of 2018, I think.
Somewhere in there. So, tell us about this. You started the buy from a bush business. So, where did that come from? How far into it were you when you recognized shit? Or you just said before, actually, it found you, didn't it? So what happened with that?
Yeah. So, as part of my marketing and social media business, I do a lot of tours. Well, I used to.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I will in 2021. Sort of traveling for a week around rural towns. They've become a bit of a passion for me. I guess my biggest goal is to have every business owner make marketing a priority. So that's the reason why I go on these little road trips around these smaller regional towns. And this particular week, I think I'd been to Narrandera, Leeton, Griffith, and Hay. So it's sort of a day each there.
Mm.
And I was coming home from Hay, and I just couldn't shake the feeling of how awful people felt. It was coming up Christmas. It was October 2019. No one was excited about Christmas. Like, the drought had a deathly hold on everyone. Little did we know bushfires and COVID was coming.
Yeah.
But, everyone was a little bit sad. And as country people, you would know that if farmers don't have money, towns don't have money. Like, it's as simple as
Mm.
that. You know, string of bad harvests, then the township is really starting to struggle, especially as far as retail goes. And so buy from the bush was a hashtag at the time and starting to trend. And people had asked me all week, "Oh, how do I get involved? I'm using the hashtag and I don't understand." And I find that a lot of people who have had retail shops for a long time have embraced Facebook, but hadn't really embraced Instagram. And
Mm.
therefore they didn't really know how to use Instagram. And so I guess driving home from Hay and there's nothing to do but look at the plains, the flat plains all the way from Hay. I just had this thought, well, if I started a Facebook group, then everyone could just post their own things at their leisure and, you know, perhaps connect with other small business owners. And so I sort of came home, it was Friday night, and created this group and invited my business friends and as well as my friends, and just sort of set the rule up of, hey guys, you know, how about you post in here anything you've got for sale, and hopefully then you'll get Christmas sales from people who aren't just in your town without having to have a website and all
Yeah.
of that sort of thing. And I think that's what I mean when I say it found me. I was kind of just inviting my friends and my, you know, business colleagues and clients, not really expecting that I was actually building a movement,
Mm.
rather than just something for my inner sanctum, I guess you could say.
So, what are your thoughts on building a community? Because, you know, you said, as you've said, you know, there's some issues with it and everything else, but despite you saying that, there are still going to be people who are desperate to build a community. So, what sort of tips you've got to how do you build a community, an online
Um,
community?
yeah, so I guess something we've spoken about a couple of times already is know your business values. So know what your business values are, because you want to attract the people that have the same values as
Yeah.
you do. Um, and that's what will make a good community if you're all sort of starting from that base. But the communities are a really great way of, you know, people learning a little bit more about you. So that whole know, like, and trust factor. Someone has to know you, like you, and trust you to want to become part of your community for sure.
Yeah.
But sort of knowing what the goal is for that
Mm.
community. What's the goal of the community? Like, the goal of Buy From a Bush Business was to help as many business owners as I possibly can. And that's why there's 300,000 people in there, because I'm not really targeting a specific business or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, if you want to come and sell, here you go, here's the platform. Like-minded business owners is my other online community. So the goal of that is to attract people who like marketing the way I market, or like to be taught marketing the way I like to be taught, or I
Mm.
like to teach type of thing. So they like my tips and tricks, and they like my videos and things like that, and they like me, and also that they want to be in a community that's giving. So one thing about my Facebook group, like-minded business owners, it might be small and mighty, but you go in there and everybody is helping everybody. It's
Yeah.
not the Jenny show, even though I might be the one who posts the most in there.
Mm.
I'm creating conversations between
Mm.
people, and we're learning, you know, everything from a little bit of personal stuff to learning what they do and what they have to sell. And it's kind of like this platform that people can come in and feel comfortable, I guess,
Yeah.
feel like, you know, there's no such thing as a silly question, and that these people are there to support them. So, and that's the goal of
Yeah.
that particular group. So it's kind of, you've got to know why you want the group, and you need to just get out there and start spreading the word once you start it. And everyone starts with one person
Yeah.
in their group. So, you
Yeah.
know, if your group's sitting on 10 and you can't get it any further, then you just need to talk about it more often, whether that's on Instagram or, you know, things like that. You can't run ads to groups
Yeah.
just yet on Facebook, which is a bit of a bummer. I'd love to run some ads to Buy From a Bush Business to get more people, more buyers in there, not so much more sellers, but definitely more buyers. But that's not something that Facebook is offering at the moment. But I think they're the two things. Know your business values, and know why you want the group. Don't do it because everybody else has got one, or, you know, especially if you're in business, you think, oh gosh, everybody that I know has got a group. I should, because they're a lot of work.